Shit, did I just have music on? That's not good. I think my headset died or something. What's going on? Oh, there we go. How's it going, everyone? That was weird. I don't know why. Okay, so did I just play copyrighted music for you guys for a long time? I'm afraid that I'm gonna get this claim on the stream now. That's not good. It's actually very stupid, but hopefully I can sort it out. Glad to see you all. It's been a while since I did a stream. Been busy with the traveling, busy with a lot of stuff. Tomorrow I'm starting working in that disc golf shop, and then on Thursday I'm going to Star Wars Celebration. So it's a hectic week, but I'm excited to be able to share all the Star Wars Jedi Survivor stuff with you all today. And I thought I'd just do a Q&A stream basically, because I'm sure you guys are gonna have a lot of questions. Actually, I might as well put on some gameplay here in the background. Where are those files at? Right here. I'll just play some random file here. Could probably reduce maybe the volume a little bit. Like that. I can just have that running in the background, but it's going to be about the same gameplay that you guys saw at the in the videos. I've used most of it since we weren't provided. We were provided maybe 25 minutes or something. So yeah, we'll see. Great to see you all. Hello there, Bertie. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you for the dollar, and thank you also for being 33 months in the Senate, Bertie. I appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing you on Saturday. And I know there's probably a couple of... Eli, hello there. I hope I'll be able to meet you on Friday too. That's going to be great to see as many of you as possible. Joey, Gaming News. Emeris, I'm assuming. Halixion, how's it going? Transylvania and Miles, hello there. And Blacked Out Gamer. Tuxus, glad to see you, my friend. And Sirius as well, hello there. Phili. John, how's it going? Long time no see. Eduardo, hello there to you too. Great to see so many of you in the chat. Oscar, hello there. I was eating candy. If you were wondering what I was eating, Birdie. Great to see you all here. And to share my experience with the game. Maybe show you some loot as well. I mean, I can't like not show this, can I? Freaking Cal Kestis lightsaber that EA gave us all at the event. Luckily I already had, because we only got the hilt, but luckily I already had the blade from being at Galaxy's Edge 4 years ago, so I could just hook that up. So now I have 2 hilts and 1 blade. Wait, wrong side. There we go. It's a bit glitchy though, the hilt, as you can hear. But it still looks cool. I really like the look of the hilt. So that's part of the loot, and then oh shit, let's not break it. And then the shirt, obviously. Oh fuck, my knee. That was not nice. Yeah, the Survivor shirt, and of course I had to get one of the Coca-Cola grenades at Disneyland, because why not? Should probably actually clean it out so this doesn't like mold in the bottom of it. And something I felt like I had to pick up because it's one of the rare Battlefront 2 pieces of physical merchandise. It's not Battlefront 2. Technically, it's the last Jedi, but it was introduced in Battlefront 2, which is the compass. So I felt like this one's gonna be nice on my shelf once I get those up there. So yeah, I think that's all the loot, right? Well, here's my badge too, I guess. Not much to say, it just says preview event, SWBF updates. Always interesting what name they use on there. But yeah, Patrick, how's it going? Good to see you, man. Thank you, Patrick. And hello to David. Good to see you. Seacrest, hello there. I see you can see I see you can use the toilet in Jedi Survivor. Is that true? Yes. I don't know if that was in any of the footage we were provided, but yes. I remember I was sitting next to, I don't know if it was Asatru or... I was sitting next to Asatru and Cubs fan Andy, and... wait, is it looping the video? Or does it play all of them automatically? Can I somehow like make them all play? Let's see if I try. What if I try doing like that? Okay, that's just no, that doesn't work. So yeah, there is a toilet there that you can see. And I don't know, apparently you can use it. But yeah, one of either Asatru or Cubs fan hand did show me, oh, look at that, it's a toilet. Or it's not called toilet, it's called something else, right? Wait, what's up with the green screen? It's kind of annoying me. Oh, it's the lightsaber. There we go. No, it's still a little bit wanky there. Yankee, let's see if I move that thing. That better? There we go. Green screen fixed. David, take your time and do it when you can. My clips are doing surprisingly poorly. Like, they're doing really, really poorly. I was really expecting the clips to do better than the long content, to be honest. But it's getting like, I don't know why it's getting so little views. I have like 7 more clips prepared, but it's always hard when there's an embargo that drops because there's like literally 100 creators and media outlets uploading at the same time. When are meetups planned at Celebration? Looking forward to that a lot. I don't have any meetups planned, to be honest, because I don't think I have enough people that maybe I need to do a meetup. I might just do like, if Alex and Molly do a meetup, I might like tweet out like, okay, I'm gonna be there too, so if you want to meet me, go to their meetup. Or something like that. Plus, I know like some of you said that you're gonna be there on Friday. I know someone's there on Saturday and someone's there on Sunday. So it's easier if like easier to just find me on Twitter or something. Twitter and Instagram. I'm gonna post as many like stories and tweets as I can, so you guys can always see where I am. And like for instance, if I'm standing in a line to something, I'll just be like, all right, I'm probably gonna be in this line for an hour. I think that's easier than having like a fixed meetup time, to be honest, because I don't think there's gonna be that much people wanting to meet me, if I'm gonna be honest. I could be wrong, but it's not like Alex and Molly level where they're gonna have probably hundreds of people. Oh, really, David? Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, because they're like, a lot of people were worried about bringing the lightsaber hilt on the flight, but I heard that, I mean, since it's that, yeah, that they get so many that it's that go through there every day. I mean, just after our event, I'm assuming there was literally around 100 people who went through the security with it, so they probably get used to it. I was surprised. I was at least expecting them to like kind of pull me over and ask me to open the bag and just look at what it was, but they didn't even do that, which was kind of surprising. Yeah. What channel are your clips on? Elliot Unleashed. It should be in the description below. Otherwise, on my main channel, just go to channels and you can find it, or search for Elliot Unleashed. I did it. They did not tell me anything about the preload. So just bombard me with any questions you have, and I will tell you if I know or if I can answer them, if that makes sense. Thank you, Andrew. I'm glad you liked the video. Do you know anything about other planets besides Kobo? I know a little bit about one other planet, which is a planet, or Coruscant. I know a little bit about Coruscant, or quite a lot about Coruscant, but I have not played it and I can't say anything about it. We only played on Kobo, and I'll say that Kobo had way more than I expected after seeing IGN's gameplay. I was kind of like, really? We're only gonna play on Kobo? And then I realized there's a lot more to it, if that makes sense. I don't know if we can explore the core ship. I can say that I did not go to the core ship, and I didn't see any way to get there either. Exactly, Sirius. If anyone's cosplaying or has a sign of Cad Bane, you know I'll be there. How was it talking to Cameron Monaghan, and what did you talk about? It was great. He was really nice. Obviously, a lot of people wanted to talk to him, so we all had to be quick. But I actually talked about haircuts with him, because I mentioned, like, I asked him what he thought about all the weird cosmetics in the game, and that's like the picture. A lot of you asked, why is he laughing on the picture when we were talking? And that's because we talked about the goatee, and he specifically told me that I thought the goatee was funny, because, well, it's in the game, but he can't grow that in real life. So he thought it was fun to see how that would look on him through the game, basically. But that's about it. We talked for like 2 minutes, maybe tops, because there was a lot of people who wanted to talk to him. How much more content do you think this game has compared to the first? In terms of length, I really can't judge it since I've only played 3 hours. But in terms of like extra stuff, way more. I mean, just like what you're seeing on the screen right now. First of like all these, as you can see, there's like 9 different skill trees you can upgrade, which that alone is really a lot. But then you've got all the side quests with bosses, the puzzles, the timed challenges, which I think, yeah, the ones we saw a couple of minutes ago. You can recruit people, you can plant seeds, you can like there's a lot more side stuff to do. So that in that way there is a lot more content. If only the story itself is as long as the first game, the content per se would be pretty much the double, just based on all the side content, if that makes sense. I don't know how the game ends. I played. We got to skip ahead basically to about an hour into the game when you first arrive on Kobo, and we got to play 3 hours from there. So I guess technically I was 4 hours into the game. So I don't know what happens after that. I thought the map was a lot better. It was way more clear. I could actually use it, I felt like, and understand what I was looking at, and levels and icons, and you could like put markers easily, and you could see all the meditation points and then use those for fast travel. I still thought the one thing that I think is kind of a new problem based on this game is the fact that there are more side paths and side quests now, which at least for me was a bit annoying because many times I didn't really know where the main path was. There is always an icon on the map that shows this is the main story, but not a path to get there. So, oh yeah, this is the timed thing, by the way, right now. This one is really freaking hard. But yeah, basically, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the map. So it was hard because we were a bit stressed. We obviously wanted to get as far as possible in the story, and I couldn't find the right path. At some point, both me and Asatru were stuck on the same place, dying from those Wampa-like creatures, and like going back and forth, like where are we supposed to go? And one of the developers had to point to us, which was because it didn't really show on the map where we were supposed to go for the main story, which might in normal cases be good, because you're not normally stressed when you're playing the game. You want to explore every corner, and that's fine. So that's a little bit of a specific problem, if that makes sense. I actually didn't try the puzzles, Luke, because since IGN already did that video on the puzzle room, I skipped it because I wanted to spend time with other stuff. I wish I tried it though. There are 3 for Aton. There's 3 skill trees for the Force. You could see them actually a couple of moments ago on that. Let me switch to another gameplay clip so you get some variation. But yeah, I don't remember which ones it is for the Force. I'm assuming it's probably pull, push, slow, or actually there's a new ability, Force Confuse. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure which 3 it is, but I did see like a few moments ago, you could see there were like 5 dots for the stances, 1 for survival, and 3 for force. But I'm actually, not that I think about it, a little bit unsure which 3 those are for the force. This is not my unique footage. We were not allowed to record gameplay for some reason, which we were told only about a week before the event, which was a bit of a bummer. So we ended up getting the same 25-ish minutes of B-roll. It covered most of the stuff that we could talk about, but there was a lot of story stuff that, or actually like the majority of the story stuff they're not showing here, or we're not allowed to talk about. I thought we were going to be able to talk a little bit more about it, but I guess it's for spoiler reasons, so it's kind of understandable, because everyone would spoil the crap out of it otherwise.
Let's move.
Are any planets from the first game returning? I don't know. And oh shit, okay, yeah, I gotta be quite quiet now. No, but I just remembered one planet that I know we are going to now, which is a known planet in the Star Wars universe, and that I think people will think it's cool to see in a game, and I should probably not say anything else than that right now because I might get into trouble. But in terms of planets from the previous game, I don't know. Do you think if my PC could handle the first game, it can handle this one? It probably depends on how well you could handle the previous one. Because I think this one is going to be a bit more demanding since they're not doing it for old consoles anymore. This one is really cool, by the way, when you pull the shield and throw it back.
Hurry up, buddy.
Oh yeah, so I don't know. I had a few, like I said in my video, I had a little bit of FPS drops at some points, but I know the settings were like maxed out with ray tracing on, so if you just lower some of those settings, you can definitely get more performance. So I don't know. Have they released the minimum specs? I think they have, but I think I've already covered that in a video. Well, Coruscant you already know about ambient action. Coruscant has already been in trailers and stuff. Favorite new addition to the game. Hello there, by the way, Victor. Good to see you. Favorite new addition. I actually made a top 5 list that I'm gonna make a video on. Question is, which one of those 5 is the most? It would have to be. It's quite big, like things, but either just the open worldness of the game. So like this boss right here, or it's not even a boss. It's a Mogu. I actually never managed to kill this myself because it was so fucking hard. This particular fight right here was not part of the main story, and I went. That was the point where I got frustrated. I ran to that specific Mogu, as it's called, and died, and I was like, why is it so hard? Is this actually the main path? And then I realized I went the wrong way. So yeah, I'd say the open worldness, that you can like go around and do so much stuff on the sides, find a rank or find a Mogu, do a puzzle thing, do a speed thing. The second thing would be that there's 5 stances, which I think in the previous game it was like, all right, I'm always just gonna use my single bladed, and then there's a lot of single troopers, I'll switch to my double bladed. That's about it. Now there's actually a lot of difference in how you play, and I also feel like it's not necessarily a point where this stance will always be the best for this, and this stance will always be the best for this. It's more like, what do you like? What do you want to play with? At least that's how I felt. I used the the dual wielding most of the time. But sometimes switched to the double bladed because I thought it was fun, like the heavy attack. You kind of like throw the lightsaber around you, so it's not necessarily better, but it was just more. It was fun. The variety, that's what I like. There's different ways to tackle the combat. Did you see any map that is not forest or desert? I mean, caves and stuff on Kobo, deep caves, but since I was mostly on Kobo, that's what it was. I don't think this is recorded on the Xbox version. They actually didn't tell us. We played on PC, but I'm not really sure what this is on, to be honest. But I would imagine PC. But I could put this full screen so you guys can see it a little bit better, actually. Meditation trials, are they back? I don't know, to be honest. That's my honest answer. I don't know. There were some meditation, like yeah, there were. Yeah, kind. I think so. I'm not gonna say too much. I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. What's in terms of meditation like trials. I don't know if you can customize the blaster because we didn't have the blaster unlocked. It did look like a forest wampa. That's always what I thought, but it's called a Mogu. It's probably related some way to the wampa.
Good to go, BD. Let's try that again.
Dr. Fitz, thank you very much for the kind words. Happy you're still here watching. I don't know if we're gonna see more than one Inquisitor. I mean, the ninth sister, seventh sister, I never remember which one it is, was, I mean, kind of semi-confirmed from that little image in the teaser. But other than that, I don't know. I'll say that I did not face off against any Inquisitors when I played. No, Nano, I've not had that issue. Did you see the galaxy map? No,
I don't think they saw us.
I did not.
Let's move.
I don't know if that was even available for us, to be honest. Did you see any sequel trilogy characters? I think if I did, I probably couldn't say, but no, I did not. Or there was the guy that you guys saw in the gameplay. A lot of you commented in my video, Cloud. It's not. I don't think it's actually Cloud, but it's one from his species.
Raiders don't like the imps any more than we do.
Also, guys, gotta give a huge shout out again to G Fuel for continuing to support my channel and my coverage. It feels good to be able to bring some more views into the channel as well with this Star Wars Jedi Survivor content, and I'm really happy that they're still supporting the channel. So if you guys want to pick up some G Fuel and support the channel, use code SHEEV for 30% off this month on starter kits, where you will get one of these. Not this particular shaker, unfortunately, but one shaker and 7 servings of 7 different flavors for $15 minus the 30% discount that I've got. So head over to the link at the top of the description or pinned in the chat and use code SHEEV. I would very much appreciate it, guys. They're also sending me some very strange flavors soon. You guys might have seen on April 1st, they revealed a pickle juice flavor, which I thought was a joke, but it's actually real. So I'm gonna get it, and at some point I'm gonna try it out on a stream. I can't say I'm looking forward to it, but I'm curious how the hell pickle juice is gonna taste. But yeah, I appreciate you all using code SHEEV so far. It really helps a lot, so thank you. Did you see anything to do with Order 66? I did not, and you're asking a little bit too much story stuff, Dan. I think you're gonna have to focus a lot on the gameplay here. That's kind of what they wanted us to share and to experience. How does the game feel? How has it changed? Story stuff I can't talk about, and I also didn't see that much since it was only 3 hours. Connor boy, how's it going? Who is the main enemy in the story? Can you say? No, I cannot. I mean, okay, I don't know actually if he's the main enemy, but the blue guy, you know, the blue guy in all the trailers, who I'm surprised his name has not leaked out yet, to be honest, because I know what he's called, but I can't say. And I'm sure there's probably some of the 100. I've never been to a capture event where someone actually keeps to the embargo, so I'm shocked that nothing leaked before today, to be honest. But yeah. I'm not sure if there's any carryover. I mean, do you mean you definitely can't like carry over your own cosmetics? But if they've kept some of them, I'm not sure, to be honest. Since I really did not care about the cosmetics in the first game, I can't say that I like when I checked the cosmetics here, I went like, oh, that's the one from Fallen Order. So I don't have a good answer for that. I know, right, David. I actually sent that to my rep. I was like, is this real? I thought it was a joke. And he's like, no, do you want me to send it? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to try out. Bacta boy. Yeah, call him Bacta boy so I don't get into trouble for accidentally saying his name. How many different mount types are there available to ride? And can you ride a Rancor? I don't think you can ride a Rancor. I tried 2 different mounts. A flying mount and, yeah, the one you're seeing right now, which is the Neko, I think? No? Actually, no, I think I tried 3. Well, no, this probably just... I probably just had another color of my... I remember it was like a yellow Neko. A yellow, like, bird that I rode, which is... Is this the Neko? I think this is the Neko. Yeah, so... the Neko on the ground, and I don't remember what like the bat-like thing was called that you could use on the ground. Or in the air, I mean.
Caller, you know what that means. Jawas can't be far off.
I didn't swim anything. I don't think there was any water available for us to swim. The mind trick works for a limited time. It's not permanent. It lasted for quite a while, though. Yeah. I don't know how Imperial works in Hogwarts Legacy, to be honest. But basically, you use your Force Confuse on an enemy. I don't know why they didn't just call it Mind Trick, but it's officially called Force Confuse. It just makes the enemies attack each other. Like that orange big thing, the Bile Maw. That one already attacks, I think, Stormtroopers like naturally. But in the clip you'll see here, I'm gonna switch to some new gameplay, by the way. I think it's asleep or something, and you do that on them, and I guess it won't attack you, so it's still worth using.
Yeah, we're in. We'll catch you back at the outpost.
See you there.
Is there ray tracing? Yes, there is. Did you do much gardening, fishing in the game? I honestly did none of it, if I'm gonna be honest. And not that I necessarily don't like it, but I just barely finished the story of the demo right before the time was up. So I didn't really have time to do much of the side stuff. And then at that point I thought we were gonna be able to talk more about the story, so I wanted to get as far as possible. And then I got the embargo info afterwards, and I was like, damn, I should have just spent more time. I should have spent more time on doing that kind of stuff instead. Not that I think gardening is maybe the thing most people are most interested in, but still. Oh yeah, I did. I can't talk about that guy. The dirge-looking guy is called Ravis. That was actually revealed beforehand, and we did get his introduction, which I did experience outside of the cantina. I think he's gonna be a very interesting foe, that's for sure. We didn't get to learn much more about him. It was just a little boss fight outside against another, like, part of the, what's it called? The Bedlam Raiders, like a little mini boss. And then you just had a quick chat with Ravis, and then he was off. That was kind of his introduction. I don't know anything about gardening, customizing your own hut, to be honest. This is the real game, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Oh, there's the mount, by the way, if you wanted to see the... Usually I've noticed that the fly... Oh yeah, this is yellow Neko I was talking about. But yeah, the flying mount is not like you can fly up and down like in World of Warcraft, but you usually start at a high point with them and then can like float all over the map, if that makes sense. It's not like you can start on the ground and go up. I don't think Aiden's gonna appear. I mean, it's not unlikely. I don't think so. If I get like 40 FPS in Battlefront 2, will I get more than 2 FPS here? Probably. I think the purpose of farming is basically like the first game. It's just for fun. Oh yeah, and here's the bogling you can actually pet. Does the game have more Kyber crystal colors you can choose from? Yes, because I think white was not in the previous game, right? I can show you that right here. Oh man, I hate this. Freaking, this is so ugly. The but yeah, it's gonna show right the customization right in a minute here. Yeah, they're like a glider. That's true. Did you see anything if your character looked into the sky? I don't know, didn't think about it. What are your negatives on the game besides performance issues? Yeah, performance issues were the main thing, really. the other thing is the one I mentioned about the confusion of not knowing if you were going down the main path or not, which was probably mostly an issue because we were stressed for time, so we wanted to get as far as possible. But it was also a little bit that I feel like if you, since at some, I found like 2 Mogus, like that Wampa thing, and both of those times I thought I was on the main story path, and they destroyed me in 2 seconds, which made me feel like, am I really that shit on the game, or is it this poorly balanced? But then when I realized, oh, it's actually a side step thing, it's not on the main path, then it felt more okay. Like, you know, the Ogdo Bogdo in the first game, if you fought that, you knew that wasn't the main path. So I don't know if that's something they need to fix, because that would make the map maybe too easy. But it was something that I did think was annoying, at least at the time, because I was like, why am I fighting all the normal troopers fairly easily on Jedi Knight difficulty, and then these bosses arrive and I die in 2 hits? Am I, like, why is it so up and down? When, which, yeah, you probably understand what I mean. If you think that's on the main storyline path, you think, what the fuck, why is it so hard? But if it's a side thing, then it's like, alright, that's fine, I'll come back later for it. That's like something I thought was a bit annoying. But other than that, not too much.
Seeds. I could plant them, but where?
Did you feel like we got more variety of aliens? The last game was primarily humans or near-human species, but the footage we saw seems to show more aliens. I mean, yeah. Obviously, the Bedlam Raiders, it's nice to have some droids, personally. Not that that's aliens, but having all the Separatist droids back is a lot of fun. And then we have that cloud guy, I don't know what that species is called. And one of the shopkeepers is this huge, I don't know, looks like a hippo or something. I don't know which species that is, and I'm pretty sure I met a Twi'lek at some point too. But I guess that counts as a humanoid alien, I'm not sure. But yeah, so tricky to... Yeah, there's definitely more aliens. I'm trying to think if there's any other non-humanoid-like aliens. Oh yeah! Wait, was that officially revealed or not? I'm not... I don't remember if that was in the trailer, but... Yeah, in one of the intro scene with Ravis, or outside the canteen. I think that is in the trailer, right? There's like a non-humanoid character as well. Zillion, yeah. I mean, Asatru was sitting next to me and he struggled with the same thing. And I don't think you can blame that on us of not playing a tutorial, because we did get to do a little... like a tutorial they made just for us, so we could learn it quickly. Plus, when we started, even though it was 1 hour into the game, it was when you first arrive on Kobo. So this experience would be very, very similar for a real player, just that they would have played the story for like an hour before that. So I think that's just a little bit how it is. Maybe because we're used to the first game not having so much side quests, and because it's not made 100% clear on the map and the UI whether it's a side quest or a main story thing, to be honest. So yeah. Yeah, so you did get to customize PD1. Let's see if I think they showed it right here. Let me see. Was it before her? Yeah, there's a little bit. I didn't look too much into that. I did more on the lightsaber stuff, but as you can see here, you can choose and customize all the individual parts. Yeah, the frogman. Yeah, exactly, the frogman. That's the guy I was talking about. So there are multiple non-humanoid aliens. I don't know how many planets there are in the game, to be honest. And no, I was not playing a juiced up Cal. I think we basically got completely like empty skill trees, but they gave us 5 skill points to spend, which is maybe naturally what you would have had at this point. So, but like I said in my video, which I might as well repeat now, they did show us after we were done with the entire session. They had a developer up playing on what I think was the maxed out account, and he pulled off so many insane combos, as he was also able to use the crossguard stance and the blaster stance, which we didn't have access to. And with the blaster stance, he used like, I don't know, still don't know which ability it is that you can like throw people up in the air and freeze them. But he did that, throw them up, freeze them, and then he went bam, 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 like Lando did, which was really cool. And you could also use your pistol and make the blaster bolt bounce between enemies. So, and also you could, I think he did something where he did some type of pull that pulled everyone towards him. Then he pushed them up in the air, froze them, and then threw his double-bladed lightsaber like around him in a circle and killed all those enemies. So a lot of combos like that are possible to do. And no, they said nothing about DLC. I think it's way too early to talk about that.
Wish we could help.
We just met Grease on Kobo. Yes, the lightsaber combat is way more brutal with the dismemberment, where you like jump up and stab them straight through the chest. So yeah.
Count yourself lucky you can't smell.
There is definitely more materials and stuff for lightsaber. The thing is, I don't remember how it was in the first game, but there was like a lot of different parts that you could see. The thing is, let me show you. The customization is on that file, I think. No. Oh, not that file. That file. Yeah. So, as you can see, there's a lot of parts. There's the blade, the components, the materials, and you see all the components here. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 components, and then you choose the material. And then on top of choosing the material, I think each of them has like 15 different colors to choose from. So it gives you like endless combinations. And on top of that, you can also choose, it's like a slider where you choose, I think I wrote that down actually on my little notepad here. Let me see.
Ready to go.
This is for my notepad from when I was playing. Where did I put that? No. Oh yeah, the polish and the condition or something. It was something you could change as well. Yeah, I do have this last page here is something I'm absolutely not allowed to show. It's all story stuff with names, planets. Yeah. So anyone breaks in here, you know what to steal. I don't know if it's possible to max out all skills. Yes, some skills did cost 2 points. The difficulty felt fairly similar, maybe a little bit harder. It's hard to judge because of the very fact that I did face off against some side bosses that were really hard, but I never died against the main path, so to say. Keep in mind though that I was playing Jedi Knight, which is in the last game that's the second to easiest, but in this game it's the middle one because they added a Jedi Padawan difficulty, so you've got Story, Jedi Padawan, Jedi Knight, Jedi Master, and Jedi Grandmaster. So there's 5 instead of 4. There are still Force Echoes. Yes, I think we saw that in the trailer. Climbing is a little bit faster. BD1 activating his stim is way faster. Opening loot boxes is way faster. So they've really improved those things. Do you know how we will get new items for your outfit and lightsaber? Is it through the crates? Yes, actually, lightsaber, I'm not entirely sure. I think it's probably crates. I think I found maybe 2 or 3 crates when I was playing, and they all contained different cosmetics like clothes. But I think, let me see the shop that they show here. I think some of the stuff you can buy in the shop, like, yeah, like right here. You can obviously buy haircuts and clothes, but I know for a fact that you can find both clothes and haircuts in chests as well. So I'm glad they're not like exclusive to one way of obtaining them, but you can get them multiple ways. And this is like shards that you get around the map when you're playing. A pretty cool collectible, to be honest. I remember at some point I had to smash a couple of like pillars of rock just to get one. So a nice little extra collectible that you can get.
Post is starving for some live entertainment.
Might not be a bad
Damn, I
idea.
keep forgetting to take my allergy
Beast gave him
pills.
some
I'm gonna see
cider.
if I'm gonna take one now because
Yeah,
my
we're in.
nose and
We'll get you
eyes
back
are
to the
starting to
outpost.
feel like
See you there.
not very nice. Okay, I can't find my pills now, so never mind. Has the blocking improved? I know you had a lot of frustration with that. Did I? Do you mean as in timing wise? I think so. Yeah, I didn't really struggle that much with the blocking, to be honest. Yeah, I do know what you're saying. I do remember in the previous game where I sometimes felt like I was blocking and I didn't block. I didn't experience that very much here, but however, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think when they talked about the stances before this event, didn't they say that the dual wielding one, you cannot cancel mid animation, making you vulnerable? Because that's how it felt. So I'm hoping I remember this correctly. Jedi Survivor stances. Let's see if I can find the info on that.
BD.
You take more damage, you attack faster. Dual blade stance is the only one where you're... Dual blade stance is the only one where you're able to dodge or guard... What? In addition to that, dual blade stance is the only one where you're able to dodge or guard cancel the start-up animations of an attack. Other stances you have you commit to your attacks. Oh, so it's actually the other way around. Where the dual bladed stance is the only one you can cancel it. Okay, so maybe I might be misremembering. Maybe I experienced that more with the dual bladed. I used both of them, kind of jumping in between them all the time. So I don't remember. All I remember is at one point I felt like I wasn't able to cancel my animations, and maybe that was... Yeah, that might be true. That was actually dual bladed, double bladed. What I did notice with the dual wielding was that I took way more damage. When I was using the dual wielding and, for instance, found that Wampa, it pretty much one-shot me. But if I went there with my double bladed, I took a little bit less damage. So, yeah. There is fast travel, which was very, very smooth. Super simple. When you are at the meditation point, you choose fast travel, and then you click on any of the meditation points where you have been, and you instantly end up there. Just like I'd hoped for, basically.
Hear that, buddy? A guarantee.
That's right. Shop's built on trust and quality, and I aim to keep it that way.
Was there any Star Wars Orabesh you had to look up? I didn't pay attention to that, to be honest. I really did not have time to do that. I did not fight Droidicus, actually. No, I did not. No, the golden hourglass is the one. That's the force slow field. Since they've changed so that the slow is no longer a normal force ability, but it's something on cooldown. That once ready, you click both your buttons like this. What's it called? Levers? Not levers. I don't even know. Whatever. Sticks. Joysticks. You click the joysticks, and you slow everyone around you for a couple of seconds.
We got you, pal.
Did you fight those big droids? Big droids? Which ones? Oh, you're talking about the Imperial, the ones that were shown in the trailer from Rebels? In that case, no. You can ride it kind of everywhere, Ravenstar, but still, you fly them from specific points, and then you can kind of like glide. It's more like a glider, I would say. So once you're on it, you can glide it in pretty much any direction you want on that open world section, but you can't. It obviously has a limited range, so you can't just float around on it forever. I don't know, the higher graphics, I mean, you can judge yourselves. This is how it looks. I don't know if it's better or not than the last game. I think so.
Some live entertainment.
Might not be a bad call. Dee swore one of those beasts gave him some side eye. Yeah, we're in.
Do we know what the other two lightsaber stances are? Yes. Cross guard, which is like a heavy one, like super heavy, like a two-handed sword kind of thing. And the blaster lightsaber one. How's it going, Boston Beast? Yes, you can interact with the DJ. I didn't do that myself, but they showed it here that you can like, I think you like recruit them to become a DJ. You find them on the map, and then you're like, hey, you want to come and DJ in Grease Cantina? And yeah, they do. I did not jump on top of any spaceships. I think it's probably smoother, Cillian. I didn't struggle that much with the combat, to be honest. It felt pretty clear. If that makes sense. I thought it felt pretty smooth, if I'm gonna be honest. I didn't have much issues with clunkiness. I think that's obviously a very personal preference, and since I don't have too many other games to like, compare it to, it might be hard to say, but I did feel like it felt pretty smooth, yes. Did you get to the point where the Mantis was repaired? Not really. I can't say much about the story, but no. Or kind of, or not really. I don't have much to add there, to be honest. Thank you very much, Boston Beast, for the 7 months in the Senate. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you for supporting the channel. If you guys are enjoying the content and want to see more Star Wars Jedi Survivor, consider joining the Senate. Clicking that blue button below the stream. It helps keep the content coming. I know you played a low-level Cal, but can you be more creative with your lightsaber combos than Jedi Fallen Order? I think so, considering I already felt like I had a lot of combos to do with base-level Cal, and then he showed us those, the ones I mentioned earlier in the stream, where the developer played with a high-level account, and he just did like crazy, like force pull, throw them up in the air, freeze them, throw your lightsaber around, use your blaster to shoot them all, kind of thing. So he did a lot of cool combos, basically. When can you talk about the story? Never, or probably when the game is out. They just don't want the story to be spoiled before the game is released, which is kind of understandable. Hello there, Imperial's Aim. I'm doing very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Hear that, buddy? I guarantee.
I did see the skill tree. We got 5 skill points to use, and I used them in. I think I used most of them in my dual wielding setup. I did one where it's like a weird parry. You hold down your heavy attack, and he goes like, boom, and then your force goes down really quickly. But anything that hits you when you do this, you will counter and then attack. If I went 2 steps up, so first thing is just that you block it. But when I got the second step, you basically just hold this thing down, and you will instantly like bam, and then slash back against everything except like red attacks, obviously. And then I had some other attack where I think also you jump forward, do a slash like that with 2 lightsabers, and then jump back. So I had a couple of different ones I unlocked.
Hit up DDEC if you want to hear anything specific.
I will. Thanks.
I have not played the Galaxy's Edge VR.
Let's see here.
I don't know when you get the blaster. We only had 3. We only had 3 of the stances unlocked when we played.
Cue the music.
Hodge, how's it going? Good to see you. In combat, can you get away with mashing? I mean, yes, you kind of still can. It obviously depends on what difficulty you're playing on. I think on Jedi Knight you can still get by kind of spamming as long as you block too. If you just spam and don't block, then no. Then you gotta play on Jedi Padawan or on story mode. But it's not Dark Souls difficult. But I think if you go up a couple of difficulties, then yeah. You can unlock more songs for the cantina, it seems like. I didn't do that myself, but I think they show a menu in one of the... Isn't that like on this one?
Stage.
Right here, I think? Yeah, there's all the... Exactly, you can unlock... Or no, wait, this is... You can choose from the ones they already have. I don't know if you can unlock more, to be honest.
Cue the music.
Oh, you went to Galaxy's Edge in LA last week? Maybe you were there at the same time as me then.
You know, Kowloon Saloon down in the
I don't know how many others you can recruit to like the cantina. I never did this myself, but basically it seems like you find them around the map and you're like, hey, do you want to come over to Greece Cantina?
Yeah, we're in. We'll catch you back at the outpost.
Is there anything that surprised you that was in the game? Did you have any loud reactions? I mean, the Rancor I wish I would have seen by myself. I was told about that afterwards because I didn't go there. Maybe when we first meet Greece was a very nice moment. I wouldn't say a like scream out loud moment, but definitely... Yeah, I can't say. Definitely later in the play session, some story stuff that was cool to see on screen. Something we have heard about and known is in the Star Wars universe, but as far as I know, it's never been visually showed. I'm being way too vague right now, but that was a very cool moment, I'll say. Oh yeah, mods. I'm assuming there's gonna be mods for this game too. Since the last game had mods too.
BD.
You might find alone with Yoda species is. I didn't see any mention of Yoda or Yaddle yet when I played it. Let's switch to games. I think we've had the same what we do for a while now. I feel like the DJ is probably gonna play more songs made for the game than general Star Wars songs, to be honest. Did you see the Dirge species guy from the trailer? Yes, if you're talking about Ravis, I did get to see him a little bit. We got the introduction to him, which is pretty much what we've already seen in the trailer, so not really anything like exclusive new. But I think he's gonna be a cool villain in the game. I don't really know why the battle droids are reprogrammed. I just know that they're with the Bedlam Raiders, and they probably just, I don't know, stumble across... Maybe they stumbled across that core ship and was like, hey, there's a shit ton of droids here, let's use them. Oh yeah, that's the focused parry I was talking about. Where you hold down the... I think they might actually have shown exactly the same ones that I chose. Let me see. Right. Wait, which one's that? No, wait. Gathering Tempest. Hold X to deal fast strikes towards a single enemy. Oh, wait, no. First was the backstep slash, where you press X and you leap backwards, creating distance from the target. And then the other one was the parry, the focused parry. I don't know how long the game will be. I'm not sure about the whole maxed out with skill points. I kind of hope you can max out all skill points. Or actually, no, I hope we don't, because there's a very simple, like you can see there, reset all skills button. So I think it would be nice if maybe you had to choose a little bit of what you're gonna max out. Or maybe you could unlock everything if you do all the side stuff. That could also work. I'm not sure, really. No, there wasn't really any jump scares, no. I did not finish the entire Kobo section of the story. Or actually, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it will be better than Fallen Order, yes. It feels like they've upgraded everything, basically, in that game. No, Patrick, the map is way better. It's still, to some degree, a little bit confusing when you try to figure out what's the main story and what's the side path. But just following the map overall is way easier in this game. Yeah, it's very much improved, Patrick. It feels way easier.
Doesn't seem to have helped. The echo's still here.
I honestly can't give you a length of the game prediction, because I don't know much more than what I played. And I mean, I know there's way more side stuff to do, so I kind of just hope that the main story is at least as long as the previous game, because just the side stuff alone will double that in terms of playtime. I played about 3 hours. 3.5 hours, and it was roughly 1 hour into the game. So I guess technically I played, well, 4 hours into the game, roughly. Variety of enemies. Well, since there's droids, a lot of times on Kobo you fought both droids and stormtroopers, or like Imperials and droids, plus creatures, so it was kind of like 3 factions. There's the Cloud guy, by the way. So that was quite a good variety in my opinion. Obviously, there is still going to be the enemies you face off time and time again. I think that's kind of impossible to not do. But I wonder what that little droid does, actually. Thank you, Blockade. Yeah, it was great. I was really happy to be invited to the event, since I haven't done any events like that for a very long time. So I wasn't even sure if I was kind of still on the list, if so to say. But it was a lot of fun. Yes, I met a lot of other Star Wars YouTubers. I hung out the entire day at Disneyland with Alex and Molly from Star Wars Explained, Eckhart's Ladder, Cubs Fanhan, Asatru, Corey Luces, and Bombastic. And then I met a bunch of others, like more briefly, like Aussie Jedi, Sammy Boy, and what's this last Australian guy I was thinking about? A Twisted Jedi. It's not fully open world, but it's way more open than the first game. It's like you have a lot of side stuff to do, which is great. Yeah, there was a lot of YouTubers there, but the ones I hung out with mostly were the ones I mentioned first, since we all knew each other, so we kind of made sure to go to Disneyland together. And there were some German YouTubers there too. Tom and Taha and Star Wars stories. Well, I don't think Jedi Survivor has ever aimed to be as open as Elden Ring. I mean, maybe Ubisoft's game will be like that. I don't know. I think it would be weird if Fallen Order was super linear and this game was super open. So this is like something in between. Jesper, hello there. Oh yeah, Black Dog Gaming. It was me, Asatru, and Andy from aka Cubs Fanhan, who went on Splash Mountain. Is it called? Yeah, Splash Mountain, I think. So yeah, I know it looked like this, Asatru. It was like... Was the cast of Jedi Survivor there or just EA? Well, a lot of Respawn devs were there. But we did meet, I did, like the image you probably saw, I did meet Cameron Monaghan on the after party, after the event. It was a good party. Free tacos, free drinks, very nice. And then, top it off, we get to meet Cal himself. But I didn't see any of the other, I don't think any of the other cast members from the game was there. I am from Sweden, that is correct. You want to see the lightsaber calling? Sure thing. Here it is. Oh yeah, the green screen kind of screws it up a little bit, but... So yeah. Pretty sweet handle, or sweet hilt. I like it, I like it. So it's nice to hear this sound. Very nice. Now we got two handles, two hilts and one blade to go for them both, which is perfect because you shouldn't store the blade in it anyways. Is Kobo meant to be a hub like the Mantis was in the last game? I think so, yeah. I think you probably go back to Kobo a lot, considering you have the cantina, you have all the shops there, you can recruit people there, you can have your garden there, your fish tank, or all the kind of stuff. I think you probably will go back there multiple times. I did not face off against a Droidica. Do you believe we ever get Battlefront 3? No, I don't, to be honest. Can you adjust light settings in the game? Probably. They did have one. They did send us one file here with the. So I don't know if they show it here. Maybe during. Did they show it during gameplay? No. Visuals. There's probably something for. Probably something for lighting here. I would be surprised otherwise. Is that usually under visuals or is that under gameplay? Oh, they have brightness, yeah. So I'm assuming you can just change your brightness right there. Favorite stance so far? I really like the dual wielding. But it's almost felt easier to use a double bladed, to be honest. But based on just what I've seen, the blaster one might be my favorite. But I haven't tried playing with it. I've just seen it. Do you think they will do a second Jedi book? No, I don't think so. Or maybe they'll do one, but in between the second and third game. But I'm not sure. Better than Force Unleashed, man. That's a hard, tough comparison. Probably, maybe. I think it could be. I didn't see the art book. The only art I got was the...
I won't see the
I think it
scenery.
fell down over here.
That's a dilemma.
Dilemma solved.
This one. Which is... Yeah, that's probably
We
Kobo.
could plant them, but where? Can't wait to see that one grow.
Swanee, how's it going? Oh shit, sorry I forgot to respond to your DM, man. When you sent that, I was still not allowed to say anything about the event. And then... and then when you obviously saw the tweets and stuff, they were like, okay, you can tell everyone that you're here. Were the puzzles annoying? I didn't actually do any puzzles at all, I think, because the puzzle chamber, I skipped altogether. That one is the puzzle chamber is a side thing, so it's not mandatory. No, wait, I did do a little bit of a puzzle that was on the main story, and that one was fairly simple. It was, since it's pretty early in the game, I don't think they wanted to make it too hard. It was a little bit similar to the stuff you'd see on like Cepho in the first game, but it was a short puzzle. I can't, again, since they don't have any footage of it and we can't show it, I can't say exactly, but yeah, it was not that annoying, to be honest. But the temple chamber one looked way harder and probably annoyingly hard. But I didn't do that one because IGN already covered that entire thing, so I felt like it would be a waste of time to do that. Spend like... Yeah, because I heard, I don't know who it was, but someone else who was there said they spent like 30 minutes trying to complete it, and then they were like, okay, this is a waste of time, let's just skip this. And then they went out of there and did something else. So I think those ones, since they aren't mandatory and will be on the side, will be pretty hard, to be honest, or at least not just something you walk in and complete in 5 minutes. The incident might go down, so goodbye. I'm assuming you mean internet, but goodbye, Bertie. Do you think there's too much customization option and you choose... No, not really. I don't think it's a problem with having a lot of them. I kind of just... Whenever I unlocked something new in a loot box, or whatever you call them, I just kind of went into the menu, equipped it just because it was fun with something new. I don't think we had this many options to choose from when we played, because we went on like, they're pretty much fresh accounts, so whatever we found was kind of all we had to choose from. It's just customization, Dan. Cosmetic. Will we have to relearn all the abilities from the first game? Actually, I don't know exactly. I don't think it's going to be... I mean, considering we started playing 1 hour in and we already had most of them, we had push, pull, slow. At least we won't have to wait as long as the first game. And it would be really weird if you had to relearn that. Like, why would you have forgotten it? I think instead what we learn are the stances. Considering we only had 3 when we played here, and I'm assuming at some point later we will also get the cross guard version and the blaster version. Yes, there was a refresher, aka toilet, in the cantina. I didn't ask about other planets, because we probably couldn't talk about it anyways. Did you get any of the deluxe or pre-order edition content? That's only like cosmetic stuff. Because I don't think so, to be honest. I didn't look too much. It was kind of like at this point, but I tried to just experience the game mostly, since I knew I wasn't allowed to record it. If I could have recorded it, I would have probably sat through the menu and just flicked by every single skill and every single cosmetic, but I didn't do that. What was the cereal in the game? Not from what I saw, not cereal.
Dilemma solved.
I think we had access to all the lightsaber colors when we played, but I don't know if that's because they made them available for us or if you have to find them when you play. I'm actually not sure. The game does have dismemberment. I saw, well, cutting off the head of that chicken-like creature, cutting off the arm of the Wampa or the Mogu, and it still keeps on fighting. I saw scout troopers losing their arms. So yeah, there's definitely dismemberment.
Grow safe here.
How's it going, Obigom? Did you unlock many skills? I think I got... We started with 5 skill points. I don't remember how many more we got during the playthrough, to be honest. Hello, Randy. Did it seem like you might be able to have a force-centered skill tree or playthrough, or is it dependent on saber fighting? Oh, you mean like only using the force? I mean, I think you probably have to use your lightsaber, but if you want to, you can just put all your skill points in the force tree, I think. I don't think you have to spend them on all. Since there's like 9 different skill trees, go ahead and max out the 3 force skill trees first if you want to. I don't know exactly how the farm works, to be completely honest. I did not try that out when I played. So it's only the footage that's shown here. Did you get to use that move where you throw both sabers at the enemy? No. I only had a normal lightsaber throw where you threw one of them. I think it's a later one where you throw both. And this is just recorded from the preview event I was at last week. I'm not playing the game right now. What question haven't we asked that you thought we would ask? I think you probably asked most of it, but let me think. I don't know, to be honest. I think you asked most of the stuff. I feel like I've talked about all the stuff I could, or all the stuff I saw. Are the perks you used good? I honestly only got one perk, which was... I don't remember what it was. And you also have to wait until you get into a meditation point to equip perks, because that's basically where you do that. And I don't remember what it was. I think it was something about resilience I had that made me take a little bit less damage. I can honestly say that the one trait I equipped, I did not notice any direct change by doing so, to be honest. When does the game play out? Isn't it 5 years after the first one, if I'm not mistaken? I don't know about ponchos. I think the ponchos are back, and I don't think there are real Jedi robes. But I'm not sure. Maybe there are later in the game. Yes, this does take place the same time as the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. So people were a little bit like, oh, maybe he can show up in the Kenobi series. But no.
Take a look at that view. Is that a giant crater? Wow. I got it so easy. Guard the...
By the way, listen to this. In case you haven't heard this conversation here.
Nobody's getting past me.
Listen to
Not
this
without
one.
a wow.
This one's great.
Take a look at that view. Is that a giant crater? Wow. I got it so easy. Guard the cliff, crush the locals, look at the scenery. Nobody's getting past me. Not without a blaster hole in him. I wonder if I'll get promoted for doing such a good job. Then I'll get the other droids to guard the cliff. Oh, but then I won't see the scenery. Now that's a dilemma.
Dilemma solved.
There's a lot of great conversations. Same thing as... I don't remember what they said, but when the stormtroopers and the droids clash, they also have like fun chats in between each other. So yeah. Wait, why is Streamlabs being slow? KC, thank you so much for the kind super chat, my friend. I really appreciate the support on the channel. Glad you got an invite, pumped for the game and more coverage. So am I. I'm very excited to bring you more coverage, more, well, play the game, obviously, the full game once it's out. And yeah, I was glad to get invited. I mean, I haven't done much with EA or pretty much had any contact with them for a very long time, so there we go. That's slow.
A new donation to Battlefront updates.
Glad you got an invite. Pumped for game and more coverage.
So yeah, I wasn't sure if I was still on the list. I think the last event I did was Squadrons, but that was just a virtual or digital event. The last physical event I did was EA Play 2019, so that's almost 4 years ago. So I was very happy to get invited. I hope I'll get invited to other stuff in the future, but obviously EA Star Wars are probably not going to have anything for years, so I'm going to have to try and reach out to the other companies now. Maybe Ubisoft's game is next, but I don't know.
This one's ready to go.
It's hard to say how much variety there is in terms of the enemies, to be honest. But I feel like, considering you often fought both wildlife, Imperials, and the droids, that's like 3 factions or whatever at the same time. So it was a bit of variety. I can't really speak for if it's more variety than in the last game or not. Human characters do have dismemberment. At least the scout troopers and stormtroopers do. I don't know if like... I don't remember seeing any dismemberment on the Bedlam Raiders though. But maybe they also have that. I did see it on the scout troopers though. We don't know how long the game will be. They very rarely go out and say that before it's out. I know, right? Poor droid indeed. If you leave the animals alone, will they leave you alone? No, not really. Pretty much all the animals I ran past did attack you. They were all aggressive. Including that bird that we all complained about before, that, you know, Cal ran up to and chopped off its head when it was drinking water. Those birds will attack you too, so I guess it was self-defense. It was just that clip that made it look so weird, because he basically went up and chopped off its head before it even reacted. I didn't... are there any reused wildlife creatures? Not at least on Kobo. I'm honestly kind of surprised. I wouldn't mind if they kept some like creatures from the previous game. But on this planet... I mean, like, I actually have the list here from EA. I don't think I can show it, but I can read it to you, which is all the enemies on Kobo that we faced off against. Which are... see where, like the Imperials, we had stormtroopers, scout troopers.
I got it so easy.
Well, it's not. Oh, not. Oh, well, the humanoids, stormtroopers, scout troopers, and shield troopers. Shield troopers, of which are new. It's only the stormtroopers and scout troopers that are old, and then the Bedlam Raider, and also this, also Sake. Oh yeah, okay. So apparently I'm allowed to talk about him. Sake was basically the Bedlam Raider boss that you fight outside of the cantina. That's like, oh yeah, that's the guy we see in the trailer. You know how Ravis tells him like, oh, show this guy why the Jedi are supposed to be extinct. The guy you fight there is called Sake, and he's like the first boss you faced off, at least the first boss we faced off against. And then for the droids, we have the B1 battle droid, the B2 super battle droid, the BX droid commando, and the scavenger droid. I think those are scavenger droids. Must be, I don't know which ones are those. Those the ones with the melee weapons maybe. And then for the creatures, we have the Roka, which is the headbutting like chicken-like creature, the Mogu, which is the one that looks like a Wampa. Shiverpede is like a little creature that jumps out at you like some type of, well, centipede-like creature in the caves. And the Bilemaw is the big orange one. Gorger, fodder Cal can encounter in Smuggler's Tunnel and the Valley. I honestly don't know which one that is. I don't remember that one. And then the Rancor, of course. No, I didn't think there was anything that felt worse than the last game. The complaints I brought up were like the main things, and I don't think performance is going to be worse if you lower the settings. So, as far as I felt, nothing was worse than the first game. I actually don't know how blasters function gameplay-wise, since I haven't tried it, but again, we got to see the developer playing with it, and I saw him both just use a single bolt to shoot at an enemy, but I also saw him shoot some type of bolt that bounced between enemies, and lastly, like I said, he lifted up enemies in the air, froze them, and then used like Lando sharp shot, where you locked on with like a little icon, like bam, 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 and then you shot all of them at once. So yeah. How come you said EA is not going to make a Star Wars game for a couple of years after this one? Well, I feel like the shooter game and the strategy game, they were announced like a year ago, so they're probably at least 2 years out. So I don't think EA has any other Star Wars games soon. Yeah, this was a preview build and not a finished build. I think it even said that we were supposed to say that, but I don't think anyone did. Please add a note/disclaimer that footage is taken from a work-in-progress build and might not be representative of the final product. So yeah.
Don't mess this up.
I don't think DICE lost the right to do Battlefront 3, but they just didn't want to do it, which is why all the Battlefront developers left. Because a lot of them wanted to do Battlefront 3. I don't think you can make a double-bladed... No, I don't think you can have two different colors on the lightsabers. The game is based 5 years after the first one. Did you have any cutscenes that were too long? No. There wasn't too many cutscenes when I played, but the ones that I did see were like the one with Grease, for instance. They were just good, like wholesome, good writing. I liked it. Will you be getting a review copy of the game? I hope so. They did say that they were a bit like, oh, we're sorry you couldn't record this. We're gonna make sure you can record your own gameplay early. But knowing them, we're probably not gonna get the game until maybe 1 day early max. At which point I'll probably be working in that shop anyway, so I probably can't play it. But we'll see.
Nobody's getting past me, not without a blaster hole in 'em.
How tough are the commander droids? Not that bad, to be honest. I would compare them to...
Other droids to guard the cliff. Oh, but then I won't see the
They're
scenery.
harder than the scout troopers.
Well, that's a dilemma.
They're probably maybe equal to the...
Dilemma solved.
No, I was thinking the elite scout troopers, or the ones that, you know, had the pauldrons on. But probably a little bit harder than those.
Jeez. I
But
can
not
plant
super
them,
hard.
but where?
I did not see any
Wait to
droids
see
that
that
kept
one
fighting
grow.
when you cut their head off, no. I don't know if there are any other Jedi ropes than the Obi-Wan's pre-order stuff, to be honest. Cobra, I unfortunately cannot answer that question. Sorry. No, I did not fight any Magna Guards, actually. So I'm assuming, I mean, someone asked if I saw all of Kobo. I probably didn't, because I did not see Droidicus, I did not see Magna Guards, and I'm assuming at least the Bedlam Raiders, they feel fairly local, so I don't think they're going to be on other planets, making me feel like there's probably Droidicus and Magna Guards later down the line on this planet. See you later, Obegom. Thank you for dropping by. We played for a little bit over 3 hours.
This one's ready to go.
Did you see an Imperial ship? The drop ship, I guess, could be seen flying past. I think it might be in some of the gameplay too. The normal, I don't know what it's called, but yeah. Yeah, I think the planet you go to after Kobo is gonna be a nice surprise. People know which planet it is, but it's not been featured in a game, as far as I know at least. But I can't really say much more than that. This is pre-recorded stuff. I'm not playing right now. Can't play. This is from... I played the preview event last week in LA, and we got about 25 minutes of gameplay that we could show. 28th of April. No worries, Christian. Can you say if there are any new planets like Bogano was? Well, I think, if anything, this is the maybe Bogano of Jedi Survivor. Or actually, it's way bigger than Bogano. I mean, just what I saw, the 3 hours I played were like 5 times bigger than Bogano. So, yeah.
Executed.
Is the game difficult? Like I said before, the side stuff can be pretty hard, and obviously there's 5 different settings, difficult settings, so you can adjust it to your liking. But yeah. I haven't played Overwatch for a few years. How big is Kobo compared to Cepho? I will say that, I mean, Cepho has a lot of tunnel systems and everything, but again, I haven't seen all of Kobo, obviously. I haven't seen Magna Guards, I haven't seen Droidicus, so there's probably a lot more, but just the open world section here, like that you can see here, is way bigger than Cepho's open world. I think Cepho has, you know, a lot of linear paths and caves and like tombs, which obviously makes it the biggest planet, I would say, of Fallen Order. So it's a little bit hard to compare, but in terms of like on-surface environments and especially open world elements, I would say Kobo is way bigger. But yeah.
Seeds. I could plant them, but where?
I think there's people who made Survivor is the same team who made the first game. I don't remember if they are the same team working on Apex. It's a bit confusing with Respawn, because I know they opened up a new studio, and I think one team is just... I think that they're probably separate. I would imagine that everyone who worked on the first game, or most of them, moved over to the second game, and that Apex is separate, probably.
We'll grow safe here.
I would say you have more freedom to walk around in this game. In what ways has the game improved the Fallen Order? Well, a lot more open world stuff, a lot more side stuff, way more versatile combat since you have 5 different stances. Better map, better customization, just to mention some of the things. And no, the seeds are actually yes, for plant. They're like for the garden. I still don't really know what that garden does. Do they show the garden here? That's a separate one. Let me see. Is that this one?
No. Not that.
I hear anything?
Where's that gardening thing? I still don't really know what you get from doing that. I think it's more like a fun collectible thing. I don't think you actually like get gameplay rewards from it.
You know,
A bit like in the last game where you just kind of collected them for fun. I thought it was supposed to be on this one, but oh yeah, there it is. So I think you just like
can't wait to see that one grow.
plant it and I think it's just kind of just for fun, you know, like achievements and collectibles. I don't think it's a gameplay thing. Another person who went to the event, there are at least 7 planets. Do you know anything about that? It must be something he specifically asked, and I thought maybe it was pointless because I probably couldn't talk about it anyways. But I guess maybe you're allowed to say it like that. There are at least 7 planets, but you can't say which ones there are. I only know of 3 planets, to be honest. Or plus that moon base, I guess, that IGN mentioned. So I guess that's 4 in that case. I just know 4 planets, to be honest. I wasn't actually on the Mantis much, or I never walked onto the Mantis, to be honest. So the hub seems to have been changed to the Cantina instead. Mr. Goat, I'm neither gonna deny or confirm your statement. Traversal is fine now that you've got the, usually for longer rides you can use one of the Neko mount, and you can fast travel. So the whole like going back thing is not as annoying, since either there's a shortcut or you can use fast travel. I don't really know about Meditation Arena, to be honest. It's a little bit unclear. I don't like the goatee. Goatee with mullet is like the ugliest combo, yet they still choose it here. Were the graphics noticeably different? That's so hard to say because I am like the worst person at noticing graphic differences, to be honest. So I can't really say. I mean, you can... This is the gameplay they provided me with, which I'm assuming is the highest possible quality, so you can judge for yourself. Obviously the stream will make it a little bit more compressed, but otherwise you should be able to judge here.
Engage the target.
I think we probably played on some beefy PCs. I don't know what was in the PC, to be honest, but I'd imagine they'd get some beefy stuff for a capture event. I think the surroundings feel pretty alive. There's usually some characters or enemies or stuff you can find. It's not just empty. I don't know about that Juhas kid. Hello there, by the way. Since I didn't play too much of the story and I can't really... Well, there are probably, but I didn't see anything big, but I definitely mentioned... I definitely saw some mentions of characters that are known, but I can't say anything about that. I don't know, Darth Harry. Yes, Salami, there are planets seen before that will be in this game. I cannot really say much about it.
Then I'll get the other droids to guard the cliff. Oh, but then I won't see the scenery. Now that's a dilemma.
Dilemma solved.
I actually don't know if this gameplay is on PC or console. I think it's PC. Since, again, we played on PC, but weren't allowed to record, and then they provided us with this gameplay.
Can't wait to see that one grow.
I wouldn't say random encounters as in they will pop out of nowhere, but there are probably more fixed locations and stuff where you can face off enemies. Yeah, it's Xbox controller buttons, but I was playing with an Xbox controller on PC, so it doesn't necessarily have to mean that it's on Xbox. We could play with mouse and keyboard if we wanted to, but I went with a controller. I think you could choose, but since I've played Fallen Order and realized how much easier that was with a controller, I went with a controller here too. But yeah, guys, I think that is gonna be a wrap for now. I hope I answered all of your questions. Otherwise, feel free to leave a comment on like my latest video or any of my clips. I've got more clips coming up. I've got like 7 more planned, but they're doing horribly bad right now, so I don't know really if I should release them. Well, I probably should. I've already made them. But I will probably make some more main channel content too, where I might go like top 5 things that I improved or anything like that. I'll see what you guys leave in the comments, what you're interested in. Yes, I do have an Instagram, BF Updates. I've posted there quite a lot during the trip, both stories and posts. So feel free to follow me there. BF Updates on Instagram, or SWBF Updates on Twitter. So follow me on the socials if you wanna follow my life or follow my Star Wars stuff mostly. And I appreciate you all again. Thank you for supporting and allowing me to go out to these kind of events. It was a lot of fun to see old friends. And again, on Thursday, I'm going to Star Wars Celebration. So it'll probably be a while before. The next stream will probably be after Star Wars Celebration, as I'm starting that new job tomorrow and Wednesday, and then Thursday, Star Wars Celebration. So again, if any of you guys are there at Star Wars Celebration, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, please. Absolute easiest way to find out where I am when, because I would love to meet as many of you guys as possible. So if we're going there, yeah, follow me. I'm sure you'll be able to find me at some point. So yeah, or yeah, like Sirius said, get a Cad Bane sign. That also works. That also works. Alright guys, I hope you guys have a great evening. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, may the Force be with you.
Ever hear the tragedy of Darth Vader's wife? No, I thought not. I thought not. Ever hear the tragedy of Master Windu? No, I thought not. I thought not. Do it. Do it.